So this morning we all jumped in the truck as a family to go and pick up the big piece of equipment that we need for this job. While a friend is graciously letting us borrow a skid steer this week, the other big piece of equipment we need to get this job started is a mini excavator. And this morning was as good as Christmas morning for both David and Shelby. Unfortunately, picking up the excavator, I didn't realize my camera was on slow motion. So while all of these clips are great, I have no audio to go with them. But at some point I will take a video of Shelby saying mini excavator for you guys because it's adorable. So we are getting this thing unloaded and getting straight to work. Backing this thing off the trailer is a little weird, especially for the first time really driving one. You just end up it just tilts. So David's finding that tilting point as he's backing it off the ramps, which is bizarre me watching. I can't imagine how it actually felt for him to do it, but he did it. He's a pro. He can do anything, so really. You can do just about anything. So naturally, Shelby and David got straight to work, giving a test drive, figuring out all the controls. We had a whole bunch of stuff to move out of the way first.
I think we're done for a little bit. Because we need... It's going. Haven't died yet.
That's good.
So to start off, we had a lot of stuff to get out of the way, a lot of equipment and whatnot to move from the summer. So David worked on that, and we still had a big pile of hay in the barn we needed to address, and just took a few moments to kind of see where we're at on this job and appreciate how hardworking my husband is in this task that he is taking on, because it is no small feat.
Doesn't that make you nervous?
No.
You're something, David.
Yeah, keep going.
So I helped while I could during the day, but a lot of this is big equipment. It's loud, it's noisy, and all the things, and it's hard to do with a baby in your arms. So David worked pretty well all day. So after I got the girls in bed, I went out to help David with our project, and he showed me how to run the skid steer. So that's actually, we switched off and I ran the skid steer and he ran the mini excavator. He dug it out, I moved the dirt. So we slowly started getting all the dirt from down below by the barn up by the white shed, which is our chicken coop, filling in that hill, making a nice level spot for all the animals, which will actually be really nice because that hill gets so slick in the winter, and when you're going out there every day, it's nice to have a flat spot because I've fallen over many times on that hill. especially in the winter when you end up with just a sheet of ice.
Alright, so day one with equipment is done. We got started about 7:30 this morning. It's just about midnight. So we've been going most of the day. A few stops here and there. But we did get the mini excavator. We had a skid steer from a friend that allowed us to borrow it. All of our lines got marked, but I already knew they were way off in the ditch. But we went ahead and got those all marked just so we knew for sure that there was nothing behind there, and if anybody ever questioned it, we'd have the flags out there and we know where they are. So we got the front side of the barn dug out enough to be able to turn the mini excavator in there, and we started to dig alongside the wall. The original plan was to kind of crib up the side and then dig, but just kind of thinking about it with having those poles in the way, and you were asking for more trouble than what it was worth, I think. And so far I haven't noticed any of that concrete caving in any more than what it was, so I think it'll be alright. We'll keep going. If we do see something start to happen, we might be able to crib up behind where we've already dug out, just to get some weight off of that concrete. Other than that, it's kind of just slow going. One person's digging. Juliana was actually in the skid steer after the kids went to bed for a little while, so that was a huge help, just so one person can keep digging out and the other one's moving all the dirt. We put all that dirt up around the white shed, or the chicken coop actually, and we plan on just kind of keep moving that hill out a little bit, making our drive approach up there a little less steep, just so we're not trucking that dirt all over the place. We had thought about taking some of it down to the cows and making another culvert, but it's not the ground's not frozen, so you're just gonna make a muddy mess out there too, and you're gonna have a muddy mess here, so better just to keep your mess contained. And we also thought about taking it to the crop field, but again, it's just gonna be muddy and you run the risk of getting stuck up there, and that'll be no fun. So we'll just keep building that hill out. That'll give us a flat spot up there. That'll give us a nice area for the dogs, and it'll be flat, and in the winter it's not gonna be all slick like it was last year, just because it gets slick on that hill. So hopefully just having a majority of that area just be flat will make that a little bit more tolerable. So that was day one. We did get that whole side pulled off, all the siding pulled off, and got the last couple of spots straightened and mounted like we want, just so it kind of holds itself. We hauled a load of hay out in the cattle trailer, and we just put that out, so we'll feed out of the cattle trailer first. We do have about one more load of hay in there. We might put it in the dump trailer and take it to the cows. It's all first cutting, it's all pretty loose, so we're getting there, we're making headway, and that's the end of Monday, so we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. There's a little bit of chance of rain in the afternoon, so we'll have to see what that does, but for sure we'll be back at it in the morning.